Hello, folks. Welcome to Tier 3 Vision. This is Vikash, and today we are going to discuss about some most important Python tips and tricks that will make your programming experience better than ever. So, today let's discuss. So, suppose you have this kind of conditional statement where you have declared your condition as true. So, if our condition is true, definitely we are going to get as 1, and if your condition is false, you're going to get as 0. So as we when we execute, uh, so we'll get it as 1 because our condition is true. But we can simply write this statement within one line. So I'll show you. So if my condition is true, so x is equal to 1 if condition else 0, and then I'll print my x. So this is basically shorthand statement. So as you can see, this will also give me same result. If I'll put it as here false, so as you can see it says 0. So suppose you have certain numbers. Now these numbers have a lot of zeros, so sometimes we are having confusion that how many digits are there. So suppose this is a number approximate 1 billion. So when you find total, so you'll get to know. But what you can do, you can add underscore as a separator. So I'm adding underscore as a separator after every 3 digit. So as you can see, I've added underscore as a separator. Similarly, I'll do at the bottom also. So if I'll do sum, I'll get the same result. But what you can do, you can also format your output statement. So how you can format it? So just you need to use the same particular statement, but you need to use format string. So for example, this I'm copying the same, and here what I'll do, I'll start with a format string, and I'll do total, and total I'll put in curly braces, and my total should, my total is will start with my comma. So if I run this, so we'll see we are getting this result as separated by the comma. So suppose when you're working with files, so when you're opening the file and reading some content and performing certain operation, so if you open with this syntax, f is equal to open file tested1.csv, and you're reading it, so you need to close that file after performing certain operation. But you can do the same operation with one simple statement. So suppose here, for suppose I have done f, I'll do with open, and I will do as f, and now this will also perform the same operation. And instead of this, okay, let me check. So I think this should go to here. So as you can see, pretty much we are getting the same result. Now sometimes when you are iterating over array, so suppose I'm iterating over this array and I'm iterating over each element, but sometimes what happens, we need to also count its index. So what we can do here, we can use of enumerate. So if I'll do enumerate, and inside this, if I'll pass names, I'll get index also. So as you can see, I'm getting index also. And suppose you want to change your index, you need to want your index should start with 1, then you can also do the same. So I'll do what, start equal to 1. So if I'll do this, so my index will start with 1. Now the before going to further in the format string, so we are going to discuss that format string. in a little bit detail. So suppose I have two array, I have name1 and I have value, and what I'll do, I'm iterating over both the array. So what I'm doing, for I and j in enumerate of name1, and I'm storing the value, means I value, value of I, that is whatever the value of 0 in k. So suppose I'm storing apple in k and I'm printing it. So as you can see, I'm getting this result. But what you can do the same thing with a simple statement using zip. So suppose instead of enumerate, I can do zip, and I can pass my both the arrays, that is name1 comma value, and I can remove this thing. So as you can see, I also instead of j I need to print here I, and instead of k I need to print here j. So as you can see, we are getting the same result, A for apple, and you can do this thing for pretty much a lot of arrays. So suppose this thing, I'm copying it and I'm defining it as value 1, and I'm passing here value 1, and I'll put n in, and I'll pass my format string as, and I need to put here ij k, and I can pass here k. So if I'll run this, as you can see, I'm getting A for apple in apple, A for ball in ball, and like this. Now the next important is unpacking. So suppose you have a tuple, suppose a b is equal to 1 2. So what you can do, you can unpack it by using print a, print b, and you can assign its value also. Now the next important thing, when you are working with forms, so suppose you want to enter username and you want to enter password. So here suppose I'm working, so I'm giving username as abc and password as 123. So as you can see, my password is visible, so it's not secure. So what I want to do, my password should be secure. So what I'm doing, Python has a built-in method called getPass. So I'm using getPass. So instead of input, I'll use my getPass, and my password will be shown as a dotted format. So as you can see here, I'm entering abc, and when I enter my password, as you can see, it shows with dotted, and when I hit enter, it says logged in. Now another important in shorthand operator when you talk about, so suppose I have one array called square, and what I'm doing, I'm just appending square I square value to that particular array. So suppose this will I'll run. So as you can see, it's printing the square of that particular array. But the same thing I can do with a simple and one line statement. So I'll declare squares, and I'll do equal to, and what I'll do, I need to find out I asterisk I for I in range, and I need to pass 10, and I can print my squares. So as you can see, this also showed me the same result. But there we have declared one array, we keep on appending the value, but you can do this thing with ease. Now the second thing is, suppose you want to sort certain kind of data. So we have a built-in method called sorted. So suppose this array data we are having, and we want to sort it, so we can sort it using simple operator. Now suppose you want to reverse that particular array, so you can print here reverse is equal to true, but by default its reverse is false. So when you do, you can see the array is sorted in reverse order. Now the next things comes, suppose you have certain parameters inside our array, and you want to sort our basically array followed by certain parameters. So suppose I need to sort this particular array by my age. So what I can do, I can create a simple variable sorted array, and I can pass here as data I want to sort, and I can pass key as, so what kind of key, because I have an array of dictionary. So what I can do, in the key I can pass age. So as you can see, I'm using lambda operation, and here I can simply use x, where x is equal to age. So when I do, you can see my array is sorted with name. Now the next, it is one of the important concept. So suppose when you're working with some kind of number in a range and you are finding sum of it. So as you can see, in the both the cases, I'm generating sum of numbers in the range of 1 to 10,000, and I'm getting sum. But here I'm using array approach, here I'm using a tuple. So what basically a tuple will help us? Tuple will basically occupy less memory than array. So to verify it, we are going to use our get size of method built in by the system package from the Python. So I'm importing sys, and I'm generating here, and I'm using get size of my list. So when I execute it, as you can see here, my array will have 87,616 bytes, but my tuple approach have basically 112 byte. So as you can see, it's comparatively very small, and that will reduce our memory usage also. Now the next important concept or trick is counter. Suppose you want to count certain kind of numbers that is keep on repeated in a particular array. So you can do built-in use of built-in counter method. So as you can see, we have a built-in counter method. So this is my list. We have declared one list, and we need to do counter is equal to counter of my list, and we need to print counter. As you can see, so our 9 is repeated 6 times, 10 is repeated 3 times, and you can basically find out how many times the number is repeated by passing that particular number. So how many times 10 is repeated? As you can see, it's 3 times, so it will basically give us 3. Now you can also find out the most common element. Most common element will basically give me which is common in my array. So if I'll give 1, I am going to find out only the one most common element. So it's 9 and 6. Suppose if I'll pass here 5, so it will give me 5. So as you can see, because we don't have any 5 elements, so it will keep on giving me. Suppose if I'll write here 0, 0, 0, and you can see my 0 is repeated 3 times. Now we are going to learn a little bit about the format string. So what format string will do? Suppose in our Java language we'll do name plus, and after that within our double quotes we pass the name. So similarly we can use the format string to format the particular string. So suppose every time my name is variable, my name is keep on changing. So what I can do, I can pass my name as a format string. So my static string is hello, but name is keep on varying. So I have passed the name in a curly braces, and when I'm doing, so it will come as hello folks. And if I'll do hello guys, so it will print basically hello guys. Now suppose you have an array of string. Suppose we have an array of string. We have welcome to tier 3 Vision, and we want to basically join this string. So one approach is basically we'll declare an empty string, and we iterate over each and element of string, and we keep on adding our basically previous string to the new string followed by the space. So as you can see, we are getting welcome to tier 3 Vision. What we can do within this thing within a single line. So you can use of built-in join function. So join function basically will do, it will join the particular. So here suppose you want to join on the basis of space, so you can pass a space here, you can do comma here also. So right now I'm passing on a space, so I can pass here comma also. So as you can see, it will followed by the comma, and if I pass underscore, so it will follow the underscore. Now if you remove space, it will go. So now the next is suppose you want to input some number, so you can use a built-in input method. But suppose you want to input so many numbers, then one approach, you can input that particular number inside a for loop, but for loop will repeat that particular variable for a couple of number of times. But suppose each and every time you want to store that particular variable in a different variable, then what you can do, you can use of split method. So suppose if I'll run here, so my number is 4, and if I'll run, so it's giving me output as 4. But what I can do, I can use of split. So split, what will do, split will basically we have only single input, but when we need to give input on the basis of a space. So suppose 2, and after 2 I'll give 3. So it will assign my 2 value to x and 3 value to y. So as you can see, I'm 2 and then 3, let it be like 3 comma 4, or 3 space 4. So as you can see, my x value is 3, y value is 4. So split you can do on the basis of like comma also. So you need to separate your value by comma 5 comma 6. So as you can see, my value is comma, and you can pass as much as any value. So suppose I have passed here as 4, so I'm printing here my z. So when I run that thing, so suppose I am running 1, 2 and 3. So when I run it here, my x value is 1, y is 2, and z is 3. Now sometimes you need to deal with certain conditions. So I have declared some variables like my subscriber is 2400, and like is 200, and comment is 56. So if my subscriber is greater than 150, that is true. We are using AND operator. So AND operator, what basically will do, that if my all the conditions are true, then only it will going to execute. It will give as output as true. Otherwise, if a single condition is false, it will give output as 0. And so here also, if my all the conditions are true, then only my print statement is going to execute. Otherwise it will not execute. And what OR operator will do, OR is basically if one of the condition is true, then it will give us the true result. Otherwise, if all the conditions are false, definitely it will give the false result. So suppose I have declared a variable. So if my subscribers is greater than 150, so yeah, it is. Likes is greater than 120, it is. And my comment is greater than 50, yeah, it is. So when I run it, so it will come as awesome videos. But what if you have so many conditions, you need to rewrite these things. So what you can do, you can create an array of conditions. So I've created one condition variable which store these conditions in a form of array. So here my subscriber is greater than 150, like is greater than 150, and my comment is greater than 150. And you can use all means basically all the conditions need to be true, then only this print statement will execute. So if you can see all the conditions are true, then only my awesome video is executed. So we can do here else also, else print no. So I'm basically here doing my greater than, I'm doing here 60. So when I do here, as you can see, the else statement executed and it is printed no. So similarly you can do this thing for OR operator also. So OR basically what will do, only one condition need to be true, rest of the condition need not to be true. So it will give us a positive result or true result. So here also my subscriber is less than 150, it's false. Like is greater than 120, it is true. But comment is greater than comment is less than 60, so that is also true. Or you can see comment is greater than 60, if I'll do, then also it will show me this true result. So this thing executed. But similarly you can do here also, you can create an array of condition, and here what you can do, you can pass any what will do, if any one of the condition is true, so definitely it will work as a OR. So or what basically do, or basically if a single condition is true, the result is going to be true. And will do, if all the condition are true, then only result is going to be true. So if I pass here any, so as you can see, my result is printed awesome video. So with that we are going to end this session. See you next time. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Please do comment and subscribe. that will give me a sort of motivation to come with this kind of important videos. So we are going to work on different kinds of series. So hope you enjoyed. Keep supporting me.